Welcome back everyone to Work Diaries. Guess who has their own new quarter zip jumper? Exactly. I'll give you guys the first fit check of the series. That's not me wearing the same two shirts over and over again. There we go. All nice and knitted up in this quarter zip. It's actually very comfortable. So it just came last night. So I'm obviously walking to work in the morning right now. It just came last night, delivery. I mean, I only got home myself at about 10 p.m. but it had come earlier during the day. And so I just tried it on last night at like 12 a.m. before I went to sleep. I know, a late night, but I was like, when I was trying it on, I was like, I'm not necessarily sure how the fit is. But now that I'm wearing it over like a collared shirt, it looks better, I reckon. It looks better now than it did last night in the mirror. So I'm happy about it. You know, I think it's looking good, to be honest with you. So, yeah, no, I think it's a good purchase. So I'm happy with it. I also got another like long t-shirt, not t-shirt, like long top type of thing. So long sleeve top. So that wasn't too bad either. More like a knitted one. Knitted, but yeah, anyway. So last night, why did I get on so late? So kind of going on to what I was saying in the last video. It was just that competition that we were participating in. So we had the second round yesterday. The first round we won. The second round yesterday we lost. So, you know, it's okay at the end of the day. I think me, earlier in my life, I would take the loss a bit more to heart and everything. But like, look, it's a student competition at the end of the day. It's not the biggest thing in the world. So, you know, do we want to win? Of course. You know, we didn't come to lose, but it's not the end of the world, really. It's a student-run competition. There's heaps more other opportunities out there. So, yeah, it's not that big a deal. But, yeah, no, that's just that. So, we move, but then, yeah, I was staying afterwards talking. They had some dumplings as food after, which was good. Had a few of those. And then, yeah, came home and everything. I had actual dinner at home, which was filling. But, yeah, that meant I only got to bed at about 12 with the alarm on for 7:30. Just woke up, did about an hour of study, which was actually good. I got a little bit of stuff done, not gonna lie. So that was actually nice, pretty clutch, waking up for that hour. So went and got that done. And yeah, now on the way to work. We're gonna put in 8 hours here. And again, got another pretty chock-a-block day, because I've got this, it'll be at work going till 9 till 5. Then I'm going to be home for about an hour after I come home from work. Probably less than that, maybe like half an hour after I come home from work. And then I'm going straight to uni, 7 till 9 p.m, my class. I've got our presentation, which is crazy. It's been leading up to this day for so long, but we finally got it. And then after that, I think a few of us are going out to some bar or something. I think, I'm not exactly sure. Not even sure which bar, but apparently it's just the idea has been floated. It's not confirmed, it's just floated. But yeah, we'll see. I also met a few new people yesterday at the competition, which was good. Always nice meeting new people. A few people, because I think I mentioned to you guys that I do like tutorials and stuff for a club at my university, and I did have a few people come up to me, recognize me last night. Honestly, like three or four people came up to me and recognized me. It's pretty crazy being recognized, you know, in public, you know, like probably like a new phenomenon for me. Well, I did it last year for the first time, so like, yeah, last year was like the first time I've ever like been recognized in real life. So yeah, it's still pretty new. And yeah, it honestly feels like it's just getting a bit more and more, you know, like more people recognizing me as the weeks go by, which is interesting, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, it's nice. And I may low-key have a hater alert. I may have a hater. I just got told yesterday that someone is saying to other people to not put me on this panel event. They're like, this guy's too involved, do not put him in this panel. And so I low-key may have a hater. I heard it from another person. I'll have to suss more details and see what's happening, because I'm not exactly sure. But I may have a hater. Isn't that crazy? I guess that's how you know you made it, when you've got haters. You know, you've got low-key haters. Like, they're not gonna say it to your face, but they'll say it behind your back, that's for sure. So hey, I guess that's a compliment. Take that as a compliment. I got my first hater, you know. So maybe that's a good thing. I'm smiling about it, so I guess I'm treating it like a good thing. I got my first hater, so yeah, I don't know. So I've got someone preying on my downfall. That's number one on the list. I'll always remember my first one, you know. But no, I'm just joking. I don't know, it was a bit weird when I got told that someone is asking them not to put me on specifically for some panel event, you know, even though this person wanted me to be on. So yeah, a bit strange, but anyway, it is what it is, I guess. Up to them what they want to do, their prerogative. So yeah, anyway, I'm pretty much here. I pretty much ran like the first half of this distance to get to first half of this journey to get to work, because I was a bit late, so I only started recording a few minutes ago. But anyway, I will talk to you guys on my lunch break, because yeah, I am pretty much here. Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back at my lunch break in the quarter zip, the nice new quarter zip. Crazy, but yeah, no, going well so far. I'm actually having an early lunch. Instead of starting at 1 p.m. today, it was 12:57 p.m. so 3 minutes early. Kind of crazy, you know, but no, everything's going well. So yes, I feel like I've just been really busy last few weeks. But again, I know that I mentioned that a lot. Sound like a broken record, but yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. Like, I like doing it. I think, yeah, more than ever, I'm really trying to put an emphasis on living real life, you know, because, I mean, like, you know, obviously life is continuously going. You know, it's not like your life ever stops while you're still living. And so I'm just trying to, like, actually, like, I don't know, I find kind of like when you're at home, just like by yourself, well, yeah, a lot of the time when you're at home by yourself, just not really doing much, it kind of feels like life is on pause. You're not really living your life, like you're just by yourself, not doing much, you know? But then like when you're actually outside, you don't even necessarily have to be with other people, but you're usually outside, you feel like, you know, you're actually living life, doing stuff, you know? So I think like, yeah, I put a priority on trying to just like be outside more, do stuff more. I feel like it just creates more memories, you know? Because I mean, you can only be at home for so long until like you recognize everything there is to do, but obviously the more new experiences you get, the better, you know? So that's just me. Like going to the bar post uni, like I've never really done this before, you know, like I said, I've had a long day. It'll be a long day, you know, waking up early, going to work, going to uni for class, and then going to the bar afterwards. You know, it's a long day, but it's like a good experience, you know, like these are the stuff I feel like you'll reflect back on once you graduate, you know, like uni or obviously any part of your life, any stage of your life. You know, it's like the long days, the fun days you had and stuff like that. And obviously, yeah, you reflect back at any stage of your life, the memories you made, and then you go into the future, obviously. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, because it's like I can reflect back on all the times I've already previously had, you know, while still knowing I'm obviously gonna make a lot more in the future, you know, fingers crossed. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I feel like what I've got going on is I've got a lot of like tasks, like assessments and stuff for uni, and I keep like feeling like I just got so much stuff to get done, but like realistically it only takes like 10 hard hours of study for me to catch up, which like tomorrow's Friday, I don't really have anything on. I've got a Zoom meeting at like 6 o'clock, but that's just gonna not be too long anyway, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe max an hour. So really, besides that, like I could do like 10 hard hours of study yesterday and completely get up to date with everything. But it's really just like, how hard am I willing to work, you know? It's really just about that. So I find, yeah, like I'm probably getting better with being outside more and working more. Well, I don't even know what I'm saying, but you know, like I'm doing more stuff outside, but I've got to make sure my standards don't drop when I'm just by myself, because I feel like it is easy to, you know, be really good when you're around other people, but again, like
probably when you're by yourself, it shows the kind of respect you have for yourself with how hard you push yourself, because I mean, yeah, no one else is holding you accountable. So I think just, yeah, trying to put a priority on that, really. Because I feel like, yeah, you know, if you have a lot of self-respect, then you're not relying on other people to set a deadline for you to do something. You know, like, you're going to make that deadline yourself, and you're going to get it done. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to think I've got a lot of respect for myself, but I guess, you know, it's more my actions that dictate that than anything else. I was scrolling through reels on Instagram, and I heard a good quote about your thoughts dictate your thoughts dictate what you tell yourself, what you tell yourself dictates your actions, and your actions dictate your future, which is actually very true. You know, I feel like I feel like, yeah, I like watching a lot of motivational clips and everything, and I feel like it just hypes me up a lot more to just want to keep working harder and stuff. Again, still have a way to go with that, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. So I can see that, but yeah, it's interesting. Nice quarter zip, nice fit check. Just out on the lunch break, you know, in the sun. It's always nice to get some sun. It always is. So yeah, anyway, I will talk to you guys on the way home. Hello everyone, we are back on the way home from work for a quick pit stop before, again, I speed off to university. But yeah, again, fit check. Got the quarter zip. The quarter zip's so good. You know, keeps me nice and warm in this cold climate that we're in, heading into winter and everything. So yeah, no, it's nice. It's really nice. I'm also low-key getting more DMs. Not from like fans, really. Not that I've really got fans or anything, but I'm getting more DMs from like people in general, you know. Like, you know, earlier today I had 11 unread DMs on my Instagram. 11. That's crazy. I reckon my previous best, well, I guess my previous best must have been 10, obviously, but like, yeah, you know, the last few days, few weeks, been getting a lot more DMs. Probably also as a result of me messaging people more, not just people messaging me out of the blue. You know, probably does have a lot to do with me messaging people more, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'm getting popular. Who knows? Not really. That's a bit cringe. Popularity. But yeah, anyway, 11 unread DMs. That's crazy. So yeah, 11 unread DMs, and then I went and responded to like all of them, I think, and now I'm down to, so I responded to all of them, so I was down to 0, but now I'm still back up to like 6, 7, 8 or something like that. So hey, you know, got a few. So yeah, no, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, you know, crazy, getting heaps of DMs. I think I've got 3 follow requests right now on LinkedIn. I usually accept them one by one, but I've kept them today. So I've got 3 LinkedIn requests. It's crazy, you know. And I feel like people actually like are knowing who I am more. Like, I'm hearing so many conversations of people like talking like about me behind my back, not in a bad way. The one I mentioned before earlier in this video was a bad way, but just like in general, like people just like talking about me when I'm not in the room, which is crazy. You know, crazy to think about that, but it happens. It's happening, you know. Like for that competition that I was in last night, the people who ended up beating us, but they kind of knew me when I walked into the room. I think I also knew who they were, but I think they'd watched my tutorials, I think, which I've mentioned a few times in these videos. And I heard them mention when I came in the room, they like whispered it to each other, but I still heard, because the room wasn't that big. They're like, oh, it's Tommy, you know, like saying like my name and everything. So yeah, crazy. Because yeah, I think they know me from there. They were telling me a lot of people watch and everything, which is flattering, but you know, I do it to try to help people. You know, I want to improve society. You know me, you know your boy. So it is what it is. But yeah, no. Is it a bit of an ego boost? I mean, kind of, like to hear people talking about you, but I guess it always depends on the context. If people are talking smack about you, then probably not a good thing. But again, I mean, you know, people probably wouldn't be paying attention if you weren't doing something good or something somewhat important. But important stuff could be good or bad, you know.
But yeah, probably not always a good thing that people are talking about you. Although some people would say any publicity is good publicity. I would beg to differ, but to each their own, to each their own. So yeah, anyway, I'm pretty much at home. I'll talk to you guys in the next video on the next work day.